To Alicia, my loving partner in all things, and to Abby and Ben, my joy and the strength of my right hand. Chapter 1. The Nature of Humans. While visiting a bookstore recently, I was browsing the magazine racks, looking for something to flip through while I sipped my coffee and waited for my family to finish shopping. What I saw jumped out at me, even though it was typical of the trending topics in science today. On the rack were 3 science magazines in a row, each advertising its lead article. All 3 were about the brain. Popular Science featured Your New Brain, When Humans and Computers Merge. National Geographic showcased an essay, Your Brain, 100 Things You Never Knew. Scientific American offered, How the Brain Reads Faces, Cracking the Neural Code. My first reaction was, that's interesting. Then I thought, but my brain doesn't read faces, or anything else for that matter. My brain is surely involved, but it doesn't read faces. I read faces, and I am not merely my brain. My third reaction was, there sure is a lot to say about brains. It has been said that the 19th century was dominated by the science of chemistry, the 20th century by physics, and the 21st will be the century of the brain. Our understanding of that 3-pound lump on our skulls is growing rapidly. Our mastery of medical and imaging techniques has progressed apace, along with a growing library of experimental knowledge. These advances are both interesting and helpful. But as so often happens with scientific progress, a host of philosophical and theological issues have been dragged in too, often with upsetting consequences. The message from many quarters is that you are just your brain. Programs on public television, radio shows on science topics, magazine articles like those just mentioned, books upon books, all declare a decidedly reductionist, materialistic, anti-spiritual, anti-supernatural perspective that depicts humans as nothing more but complicated machines. You are not made in the image of God, but are a walking, talking, conscious bag of dirt. While we can all be grateful for how advances in understanding have helped alleviate suffering from a range of maladies, everything from brain tumors to some serious psychoses, there is a lot more to the conversation than just the science. There is a wide array of philosophical and theological issues as well, though they are rarely even recognized. In this book, we will look at recent scholarship on brains, to see how it provides orthodox Christian anthropology with some serious food for thought, and hopefully develop a framework to think through what it all means. By anthropology, here we mean theological and philosophical anthropology. Whereas anthropology usually refers to the social science study of past and present human societies, what we mean in this context is the nature of humanity, what it is to be human, how we got to be that way, and how that relates to God. It is the metaphysics of the human person. We will cover a wide range of topics from cognitive science, neurophysiology, evolutionary morality, and evolutionary psychology. All of these fields have in common the tendency to treat the brain as the totality of who we are, and the story they tend to tell about how we got the brains we have. How we view human nature. To help frame where we will be going, consider the core traditional biblical set of beliefs about humanity, taught as central aspects of a Christian worldview. At the risk of oversimplifying a complex field, a traditional Christian anthropology holds that we possess an immaterial soul and were made to know God. It teaches that we have the moral law written on our hearts, and that ultimately we will survive the death of our bodies to face judgment for what we do with the power of choice we have. If we are made right with God by turning from sin and embracing Jesus Christ, we will, like Jesus, be raised from the dead and given eternal life in His kingdom. All of these conclusions are drawn from an indispensable concept. Humanity is made by God the Creator in His own image,